Hello and welcome to the channel. On today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to sew this Basque gown with a stylish yoke. So if it's your first time, please hit on the subscribe button and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks. So now the first thing you're going to do is to use your pattern to cut out your dress. So I lost some part of this video, so I'm going to explain to you what I did at this first stage. So I placed the first pattern and I cut out unfold, and the second pattern I cut out two pieces. So I used the same material for my lining. Go ahead to iron stay to your main fabric. So for the yoke pattern, you're going to be cutting out 4 pieces and you're going to go ahead to turn it. So go ahead and join the lower part of your dress with ½ inch. So after turning it, this is what you're going to have. So after you're done stitching, go ahead to cut out excess if you have any, and you're going to notch the center of your yoke. After notching it, you're going to place your yoke. After notching it, you're going to place your yoke and stitch it on it. And the next step you're going to take is you're going to bring your lining to turn it with it. But note, on your main fabric, go ahead to iron stay to give the material strength or make it stable. I'll be introducing the lining of the back dress. So I'm going to place it this way and place the lining on it. So on the lining, I did not iron stay or gum stay on it, and I'll go ahead to stitch it with ½ inch. After stitching, this is what I have. So I'm just going to go ahead to iron it out, and before I iron it, I'll just go ahead to notch the waistline. So I'm going to fold it into 2 this way, and I'm going to notch the center. So I'll be working on this part of the dress later. So the next step is to work for the back. So remember, just like the way we got the back, and this is my back yoke, and I added ½ inch here on top and around it, and then at the lower part. So now I'm going to stitch with ½ inch at this point. So now, before we go ahead and stitch up the yoke, you're going to place your pattern on the back pattern, and you're going to notch where your dart is. That is where your yoke for the back pattern is going to start. So I cut out 2 pieces for each. So go ahead to iron. I'm going to iron stay on it. So I'm going to illustrate how to join it. So place your pattern on it this way, on that part you notched on the yoke, and then place the other one and go ahead to stitch. So after I'm done stitching, this is what I have. So for the lower part of this dress, for the back, this is what I have, and I'm going to go ahead to place. So the reason why I'm having this excess here is that I didn't turn it up with lining, just like the way we did at the upper part. So you can go ahead and add that or just join it, and after you're done joining it, you're going to go ahead to trim it off. So after we're done joining this, we're going to go ahead to join the front pattern. So this is the front pattern, right? And I'm going to go ahead to bring the lower part of the dress, and I'm going to also go ahead to notch the center. Now I'm going to place the center of the lower part of the skirt, which is the basque area of this dress, to the upper part of the dress. So now if you notice, we also have excess. The reason I'm having this excess on the waistline because I didn't turn it up with lining at this part. So I'm just going to go ahead to stitch with ½ inch, joining it to the upper part. So after I'm done joining the back part, the next step I'm going to take, I'm just going to go ahead to trim it off a bit, just like I said, so it's not going to affect the dress. Just trim from the waistline and slant it down to the hip part. That is that 4 inches we marked from the waistline, which is serving as the hip. Now I'm going to go ahead to stitch up the lower part because it's going to enable me attach zip to this pattern. So I don't have the exact color of zip right now, so I'm just going to leave that part and stitch the lower part together. So after that, I'm going to be joining the shoulder of this dress. So I'm going to place it this way, and I'm going to be using the back to wrap the front, or the front to wrap the back, and stitch with 1/2 inch at the shoulder, then place one in between and wrap it, and also go ahead to stitch. So now this is the sleeve of my dress, and I have 19.5 on fold, and the length I have, so you can use about 15 to 14 inches and also add your folding allowance. Now I'm going to create like a freehand sketch sleeve to this dress. I'm just going to go ahead to cut out that part, and I'm going to fold the lower part of the dress because I'll be passing elastic to it. So I'll go ahead and cut this out, so, and also go ahead to notch the center because I'm going to attach my sleeve from that point. So now I'm done folding the lower part. To attach your sleeve, you're going to place it at the joining at the center of your sleeve, and you're going to fold it while attaching it to your sleeve to give you that little ruffle at the shoulder. So I'm done attaching my sleeve. This is what I have. So my fabric was not enough at the other part of my sleeve, so I had to join it. Now to shape my dress, I went ahead to pin the back and the front together. So after that, I placed my tape to mark my underbust point, then went ahead to mark my waistline, and then I'm going to mark the 4 inches where my hip line stopped. And after that, I'm going to take my tape up, and I'm going to go ahead to mark my my bust measurement. So now the next step is to go ahead to insert your body measurement. So how to shape a bustier? You're going to measure what you have at the center first. So after measuring that, I have 7 inches, and my bust circumference is 33 divided by 2. I have 16.5. So 16.5 minus 7, I have 9.5. Divide that 9.5 into 2, and I'm going to be marking it on both sides of my pattern. So I'll go ahead and mark what I have. 9.5 divided by 2, I'll fold my tape, mark one at the other side, and I'll place my tape and then go ahead to mark at the other side also. So after marking this, I'll repeat the same process at the underbust. Now my underbust circumference is 28 divided by 2. I have 14. So measuring what I have there, I have roughly 6 inches, or 5.5, sorry, and I'm going to be minusing 5.5 from 14 inches, which will also give me 9.5, and I'm going to divide what I have, and I'm going to go ahead to mark it at both sides. So the essence of doing this is to make sure that those line stays at the center or at the nipple to nipple point. So whatever I have at my waist, at my underbust, I'll take it to my waist because I have the same, my underbust and my waist measurement is the same. So at this point, I'm going to be inserting my hip measurement, but when inserting it, you're not going to use your exact hip measurement because it's actually going to hang on top of your hip. So if your hip is around 40 inches divided by 2, that's 20 inches, you can go ahead and mark 19 or 18 inches. So at the armhole, you're going to measure your armhole circumference and mark, and then I'm going to go ahead to stitch it up. So while getting to this point, I'm going to leave about half or 1 inch, because you're going to insert elastic to that point and stitch it up. So after I'm done stitching, this is what I have, and the next step is to add your ruffle to it. So my ruffle is about 10 inches, so I'm going to go ahead to attach it, and I've also folded it. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and stitch up both sides just like this. So I'm going to place the part that I stitched at the center of the back. That is the joining I have at the back, and I'm going to go ahead to place it. So I didn't attach zip to my dress because I don't have the color of this dress, and I'll attach it later. So what I did was to go ahead and pin down my pattern. Now you're going to place your ruffle and you're going to pleat it round the basque area. So after sewing it, you're going to have a ruffle effect at the lower part of your dress.